In this video, we'll look at the create variable and set variable value nodes. These are a little bit different in that you can add a create variable node up front or early in your process. You name the variable, and then further down you can update that node, the value of that node. So in this case, we're creating a variable. We're calling it final output, and for the content, I just put an H1 tag in there called final output. And this could be anything. It could be empty, even if you want to start with an empty variable. So that's our upfront value. Next, I'm going to a static text, and I'm setting the static text to, again, some hard-coded content. And I just put in, this is the first update, in an H2 tag, and added some placeholder text under that. After that, I'm passing the value of that static text to a set variable value node. And again, I'm calling it final output because I want to update our final output variable. I'm setting the update type to append, and update type can be replace, append, or prepend. So we can completely replace the value of the variable. We can append to the end, or we can prepend to the beginning of whatever's already there. So I'm going to set it to append. And for the update variable content, I'm setting that to response 8, which is my ID of my static text. So that's going to pull that static text in there and add that static text to the end of the variable. And the next step, I'm just going to do that again. I have some more static text. This time it says this is the second update, again with some placeholder text. I'm passing that to a different set variable value that also updates variable name final output. It appends it to the end, and it's just pulling in this static text this time and appending it. So what I expect to see at the end when I run this is when I open this node, which is now set to final output, it should say not only final output, but also this is the first update and this is the second update. So I'm going to go ahead and run the sequence. And so here's my final output node, and as I scroll down, you'll see it says final output. This is the first update. This is the second update. So it pulled in both values and created one document from multiple steps. That's going to be really powerful as we use text-to-text models and generate pieces of content in a large process. We'll be able to go back and update a single variable or a single document as we progress through. So we don't have to come back and piece it together later. The other thing I like to look at is if I go back to original sequence or edit sequence, we have this shortcode builder, and if I want to run that on the front end, I can just create a shortcode to do it, and I'm going to do this quickly. The thing I'd like to point out is you can select whatever nodes you want to have included in your shortcode display. And so if I use this create variable node and only that, it's going to skip over displaying all this other stuff that it generates and only show my final document. So I'm going to check the model create variable, and I'm going to show response only. I'll just set it to all users, and so that generates this little shortcode down here that I can copy to my clipboard. And when I go out to my pages, add a new page, I'll just call this page variables, and I'm going to paste in my shortcode that I copied to my clipboard, publish it. And now when I go out to the public site, when I run this, I can just click go, and there's my final output. So it displays it as, because I had HTML formatting in my static prompts, it'll display those and render the HTML. From that point, I can copy it to clipboard, I can copy the final formatted document, or I can download that HTML. So pretty powerful, again, and that's called create variables and set variable value.